Good morning, welcome to some wet Alps. It's supposed to be a wet day today, it's a Sunday, so most things are closed as well. So Switzerland's basically just turned itself off for a day. So we're going to have to find something to do amongst the wet closedness.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
So here we are, we've arrived in Gstaad. That is the shiny thing, is the Dianal church steeple. And we parked just outside Gstaad. We're going to walk in and see the Palace Hotel over there. Porsche from Monaco, we just walked past. Some paragliding. Palace there and the new Alpine castle-y thing in the trees there. Just had had a cake in Charlie's down the high street. So now we're going back this way.
When you can only walk here, of course, there's hardly anyone here.
So this is the path to Launensee. The lake at the end of the valley, beyond where we were in Gstaad. So this is the river that runs out of the lake and down through Gstaad. We haven't been here in a long time actually. There's this very nice lake. It's a very small lake, it's kind of overgrown with reeds. And obviously there is a restaurant. Because it's Switzerland, and if there's a path, there's a restaurant at the end of it. This is Launensee. It's a lake. Now, it looks tiny. I know what you're saying. You're thinking, that's not much of a lake. Well, it actually goes all the way on basically to the base of the hill, but it's been filled in by reeds over time. We're just doing one lap of the lake, if weather permits. There's Launen down there, where we came through. And the thunder has started. The rain really hasn't quite yet, but it's probably going to shortly. See the clouds gathering. The trailing party. Here in the woods, it's raining. And thundering. We are 35 minutes around the lake. It's supposed to take 45 minutes, but it won't, because it always takes slightly longer. The weather is, imposing. That is the restaurant we started at, so we're not that far away. And the weather coming in. Look, that's where we got to in the end. We made it, had some refreshments. Still looking interesting up there, but it's looking a lot brighter up there, and the waterfall is still looking excellent. This is a familiar view, isn't it? So, in the back, it's raining a little. I mean, there are some mountains there, they've been invisibled. It's quite spectacular though. You look at the water coming out that gutter. Right, let's go and see what's going on in here. Intermitting. Salad. I'm making a Pflaumkuchen with some Strudelens, and then we have some fried potatoes and some courgette curry. Looking good. More excellent cloud formations this evening. The mountain is hidden by this thing. It's quite low, the cloud, but it's actually just risen off out of the valley, out of the woods after it rained. So none of the mountains look very big. It's very funny. Anyway, we're going to head off to bed and hope for sun in the morning. Happy Swiss National Day. The clouds are lifting. They're kind of where we left them last night, but they're dissipating slowly. There's a bit of blue up there, see? It's all going well. We're in full Swiss national t-shirts, but it's not quite warm enough to show them off yet. So in the meantime, we're going to pick up some baked goods and have some breakfast. There's the full majesty of my Swiss t-shirt. It's pretty excellent. And then we also have a Swiss watch. So I'm saying that 5 times fast. Swiss watch. Right, we're going to head off to Oberwil shortly when Pin arrives, which could be any time between now and lunch. Waiting for the train. So we start our walk at the other end of this train journey and we come back to here. So that means we're going to head off down the track that way. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a sort of gorge there between the mountains. That's where we go into and then we come back out of, down to here. It's quite an interesting bit. Obviously we were there 7 years ago or something. So 2009 I think we did this walk in the other direction. Yeah, it's very nice. This is Darstetten station and we are continuing the walk. This is stage 10 or 11. 1, 2, 3. 11. This is stage 11. And this is year 9. And we are heading down, back up the valley towards Oberwil, past the petrol station. Here we go, it's our first turn off towards Weissenbergberg. Yes, for a little while. Grill steak, 5 kilometres. This is important news.
What's that?
Grill steak, 5 kilometres. It's a long way to walk for a steak, but I guess if you need a steak. Further up the lane, still going upwards. This is the way the road goes, which carries on and then zigs back. And this is the direct route the Wanderweg takes you. Going up through the woods, past the mountain stream. It's quite steep this, it's very steep. Let me point the camera horizontally and you get a feel. If I bring it around horizontally, that's what you see. Final bit of a steep ascent. Everyone's all in red because obviously it's August the 1st.
I want a photo to send.
Yes, we'll set up, when we find a bench, we'll set up a little spot. Just passing an amazing waterfall, it goes all the way up, you'll see in a minute. Keeps going up, and then in the trees you might be able to make up there's a chalet up there. It's an amazing place for a chalet. Right. onwards, past this incredible looking chalet with swimming pool, which you can buy me. I'll give you my PayPal link and I will take about 2 million Swiss francs, thank you. Found the local chicken coop. Yes, eggs for sale. So the chicken coop, they start up in their house here and you see all the way down, past through the nettles into that, and then they can go into the 2 fields from there. Can't really beat a train journey along these valleys. Oh look, a bench. Is that what's being discussed?
Yeah, we think about lunch.
Oh, it's a thought.
A lovely view.
Yeah.
There's the top of the gorge. We're heading into the middle of the gorge. You should see some of the party there. And we just did some photos on the bench here, all in our red regalia. And that down there is where we're eventually heading. If I come all the way around to the middle of the frame there, not the town in the near distance, the town in the middle distance. Just finishing up from our lunch stop. We're heading into the woods. Continuing towards the hotel. The view is very good. I mean, in so much as you can see across to the other side of the gorge, which is over there where those trees are. I don't know if you get a feeling for quite how sheer this drop is, but I'll see if I can show you. This is the path, and that I'm standing on here. And that is that's at about 85 degrees. There's no, you fall there and you're going to go for a couple of kilometres. It's still a very enjoyable path. So this is the site of what was a spa hotel in the Victorian age that burnt down quite a long time ago, and now all that remains is that little veranda in the corner there. Obviously they built a little something here to tell you about it, and then this structure here is the only piece of the hotel that's still there. So this would have been the edge of the hotel where this lump is, and you can see this one of the rooms at the back is what remains, and then that's a little exhibition to it, and that's the veranda, and that's all that's left. In 1898 the whole thing burnt down. You really are in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of hard to imagine a hotel like this being that popular, but it was gigantic, and it was a spa you took the thermal waters here. I'll just show you a quick photo of what it looked like in its original grandeur.
There were ladies with noble robes and lots of schmucks, jewellery. Men in smoking, concerts and ball nights. Very odd.
So before that one burnt down in 1974, that's the one that burnt down in 1898. That's confusing, isn't it? Yeah, it burnt down twice. So they rebuilt that one to this, and then that burnt down. This is a little timeline. You can see that in about 63 with the last guest, 74 it burnt down. So it's a slightly strange spot, but it is lovely. I mean, the trees are still here, which is what's so odd, lining the front of it. Also, there's people here having first, and I can see ponies as well. These are the thermal waters. The thermal basin.
Well, they would say don't drink it if it wasn't any good for you.
Just up from the hotel, which is through
No,
there.
there's nothing there about not drinking it.
Well, I've just drunk some, and the bloke before me was drinking some, so it's probably safe.
Splendid. What's that mean?
Up the gorge. That's down the gorge. And this is across the gorge. And these rocks are the foot pillars of where there was a chapel originally built, and later a casino for the hotel further down. It's quite a remarkable sort of oriental looking structure when it was in existence. Looked a bit like this.
So you come up here to pray?
And gamble.
Very odd. It's all very odd.
Picking our way through the gorges. very last bit in the woods. That's where we exit into the field and down the hill beyond. This is the where you arrive out of the woods. Nice spot. So this is about the point that my phone overheated and stopped recording. But what I was saying is that we've just come into Weissenberg, but unfortunately all of the cafes are closed because it's a Monday and it's their Ruhetag, which is their wash day, the day of the week they close. But they've still got very nice Swiss flags out. We've just reached the bottom of the hill where we then had to walk up to the town where we started, and it's just gone 4 o'clock. We're not doing too badly. Here we are, just entering the town. Just a few hundred meters more to go to the finish. That's it, we've arrived. We are back in Oberwil. 7 years, I think, after we first departed from it. And that is stage 11 of 14 complete. This cafe is closed as well though, although it's not immediately obvious, but it is a Monday and therefore they're having none of it. Just the last few members of the party coming in. It's taken us 5 hours since we got out of the train at Darstetten. There we go, there's the last two. We made it. You can see the lanterns on the hill up there. I can hear much more than I can see. Oh, someone's got a little sparkler going on.
On the hillside. Are they fires, you think?
Yeah, they're big lanterns. They light. There's one.
Come on, we're missing the show, dear. Oh! Oh my lord! I need to come a bit further over there, I think.
Oh yes, up there's good, isn't it? Oh, yeah, there.
They're quite tall, aren't they, Spud?
Yeah.
Good morning. That was quite a big bang. I was going to say the fireworks last night have finished. I would be wrong. That's just blowing up half a mountain. We've come to visit the church in the peace and quiet of a Tuesday morning. That hasn't worked out, has it? The inside of the St. Stephan Church. If you have a look at some of the carvings up here, they're very strange. Like this demented bloke here. Very weird. In a field in Interlaken, see the paragliders coming up. It's a full family meet-up, Dolly's and Cochranes.
Cheese. Do you like cheese? Our friends.
Just finished the picnic, going for a wander. I think the plan is to have a hot drink and or an ice cream.
Oh no, somebody's put padlock on them. Yes, yeah. Well, this is the road climbing just up the road from here. They've got their harnesses on. It's just over there.
Oh, is it?
That's there, there they are. There's Ben up there.
Oh, God. Toby,
Toby, I was hoping you'd send me the photos of Anna as well.
Oh, I can do that.
That was James. That was very worried about that.
We are back from Interlaken, having had a full Cochrane meet-up with the full Cochrane troop, all 6. And now we're going down to the diner to have some Wurst. Well, maybe not Wurst. We're going to have some Rösties and assorted Swiss goodies. Here we are. As we were this morning in the little church.
We're going to have a film show, aren't
We're back
I remember the
eating.
Gemischte
Salat and Suppes. Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Off to buy croissants and bread and cakes and things. And then we're going to go somewhere hopefully high up because the view's going to be good and the weather's going to be warm. Make the most of our last full day. We are here in Sonnenmoser.
just how to get rid of your
We
beer.
are going to walk to Schönried. We have most things except for my phone, which I've cunningly left in the flat. So I'm using crystals at the moment. It's very warm. The plan is that when we get to Schönried, we are going to go up Horneggli. That is the plan as it stands. And then retrace our steps on the way back. Sonnenmoser is a lot bigger than it used to be. There's all these shops and chalets that never used to be here. There just used to be a train station, oddly, and a children's playground, which, you know, seems rather odd. It is midday. That is the journey in front of us. You just see Biedermann poking out from the trees, and Gumflu, the one that looks like a molar.
You've got a picture of this already, haven't you?
Yeah.
The high road.
Just taking a little family portrait with the amazing backdrop of Biedermann and Gumflu. And now you can see our final destination. No, you can't, like these flipping trees in the way. We're going up this mountain here, which is just hidden by the trees. That is the plan when people have finished looking for clover. There is Chalet Sonnenfreude. And here comes a train. We're going up a mountain. Yeah. What we need is the coup stall is getting an extension. Restaurant coup stall. The army seem to be delivering supplies. Yeah. Yes, but I don't think they do. You have to go down to Gstaad. Let's get a view. This one will be a bit bobbly, just FYI. We are at the top of Horneggli, heading off to the nearest open Berg restaurant, which is up the path there. Then food will be consumed. And just having something to eat and drink on the top of Horneggli. But come with me on this journey. There's 2 restaurants up here. Yes, you need 2 restaurants on the top of the mountain. That is obvious. If you come this way, you'll meet Hornberg's residents, a trio of goats. Hello, goats. There you can see the high mountains, the Diable Ray, and that range. And then in the near ground you've got Bispili, and then over here this is called Wassengrat. We went up there a couple of years ago. And this is the Turbach Valley that runs along the bottom there. And then that little pass there, Rowley Pass, and that goes down to St Stephan, where our chalet is, down the bottom.
I'd like to say when we'll be there.
Yeah.
No, it could be a while. So party 2 is heading back to the top of the gondol. We're heading off directly to the car. Ooh, cheese for sale. It doesn't give, it never gives prices, it only gives years, only gives vintages. A lot of these places make their own mountain cheese. Some way further down. I can't see the other party. I can see the path they would take on the hillside over there. But I guess if they're reading every bloomin' sign again, then it could take a while. You can see the top of Zahn and Mazda just down there, which is where we're heading. Our little chalets in the valley bottom. All the mountains in front of us, which is Rillerly on the left. And then all the way around to Sparenmoos, where we were this time last week. Gone off piste slightly from the road up there. Taking the route through this amazing meadow, which is about 60% flowers and various strange growths and about 40% grass. So, whoop, tried to fall in it. That'd be bad. This is the Berg Vonderweg, but the giant mushrooms, which are actually dripping, which is kind of weird. Anyway, the giant mushrooms have overgrown the sign, so they've had to put a new sign on. It's a nice grassy path down to the bottom. Well, the short version is we started at the one on the right and we're almost at the one on the left. That is an amazing view. It is also the view from the Hotel Hornberg, which is very impressive. And we have finished the walk. Good morning. It's Thursday, and later on this afternoon we're going to get on the train and go home. But for the time being, I'm just going to admire this mountain because it's pretty awesome. This is the bottom of Metz, the new base of Metz. The new cable cars going up here. The old Metz consisted of these big cable cars and this, which no longer does anything.
Do you need a stick?
Right, we're off. Up a valley.
Yes, there's a smell of
Yes,
shit in the air.
there is. I feel that people have been spraying the fields in readiness for this afternoon's gavitting.
I'm no good at these things.
That's a nice little beach on the river here. The icy cold. Oh, just heading to the Simmenfalle still. Don't think we're too far away. I can't actually remember the path because going in the opposite direction. Yeah, but I don't think we're that far away. And that's where we're going. Just assessing our new summer home. Nice little log cabin in the woods. It comes with table inside and out, and barbecue facilities and a wood supply. What more could you want? Oh, and there's a bit of a view. You know, seen that already. And a river, so you can catch your own salmon. We've made it to the cellar of Apple Strudels, hopefully, and the chalet of tiny goats. There's one there. There's a couple here. There's a guy just here. Here we are. Called ferocious waterfall. This is the Simmenfalle. It's called. It's where the Zimmer literally falls. Zimmer being the name of the river. And now in slow mo. We've completed our morning walk, in so much as it's no longer the morning. We came down, we had an apple strudel, which is this restaurant. I mean, it actually has a fantastic menu, but the only reason we ever come here is for apple strudel. It's worth the walk, I'll be honest. And now we're strolling back along the path we came only an hour ago. We're nearly back. Metz barn, follow the arrow. We are in Switzerland. We've arrived, we've done our packing, everything's in the car, we're just coming to do some last minute shopping. Then we're getting on a train, going through the mountains, back to Montreux and then Geneva, and then home. Once we finish parking. can see, this is Heathrow Terminal 5, which means we've arrived, which is excellent because I'm exhausted. And although the flight was a little late, it was actually a very easy journey. Everything connected despite the best, odds of delayed trains and what have you. So it still all worked, and we're back, and we're just gonna get on a train and go home and go to bed. So I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much for watching Swiss Vlog. Next week we'll be back to English Vlog. There'll be less mountains and there'll be more studios. So, take it or leave it.